Welcome to Jarring Everything. I'm Sam Paone, and we're filming right here in my Sonoma production kitchen. With the help of my friend Roy, we've warmed up this industrial space with flowers from my farmer friends, and of course, the most beautiful produce Sonoma has to offer. My goal with this series is simple: to show approachable ways to think about ingredients differently. In a time where so much feels uncertain, learning how to create your own shelf-stable foods is more than a kitchen skill. It's a powerful, hopeful act. You'll notice what I call my general-ish percentages. Fermentation works anywhere from 2 to 5% salinity, but I still use a gram scale to keep it simple and approachable. Together, we will ferment, pickle, and preserve what's in season, and explore how these traditions can nourish us in new ways. This is my kitchen, my community, and my home. Welcome in. Hi everyone, welcome to Jarring Everything, our hyper-seasonal outlook on preservation. I'm Sam Paone, and today we're looking at two root vegetables that often play supporting roles: turnips and carrots. When preserved, they bring crunch, sweetness, spice, and a lot more character than you might expect. Salt is weighed out, the aromatics are chopped, and first on our list today is kimchi turnips. My salt is weighed out at 3% of the weight of our turnips here. I'm using the classic purple top turnip, the one we see at the grocery store. Let's start by tossing the turnips with our salt. This recipe combines turnips with shredded carrot, scallions, Korean chili flake, garlic, ginger, onion, sugar, and fish sauce. One addition that's not necessary, but I add it because I like how saucy the finished kimchi turns out, is a rice roux. Here I've brought up a little bit of water and rice flour until the flour cooks and the mixture becomes a paste. The rice will also help jumpstart fermentation. Next, we will add the aromatics, the roux, chili, and fish sauce. I'm gonna put gloves on. I was gonna try to be brave and do this by myself, but I have to have those gloves. Okay, aromatics and all the ingredients are tossed inside the bowl, and now I'm just gonna mix it all together. I know that we have to let this sit and ferment for a few days at least before it even becomes kimchi. But believe it or not, one of my favorite ways to snack on this is right now, before anything gets fermented with all of the raw ginger and the garlic and that fish sauce. It's surprisingly so delicious. No. Into the sanitized jar it goes. And then, of course, a little piece of cheesecloth just to protect the surface from developing any unwanted molds or bacteria. This gets covered ever so lightly and gets set aside at room temperature from 7 to 10 days. After fermentation, you get something tangy, spicy, and deeply savory. Kimchi is one of the oldest examples of vegetable preservation. Before refrigeration, families buried clay jars underground to help keep kimchi cool and fermenting steadily during the seasons. These kimchi turnips could be served as a side dish for rice bowls or chilled noodles, or chopped into dumpling filling, even kimchi pancakes, or grilled cheese sandwiches. Now we're splitting carrots into two preserves, a bright elixir and a shelf-stable powder. First, I juice these carrots, and here is the beautiful, vibrant juice that we'll use as the base to make our golden elixir. I'll add the juice from a lemon and orange to this. Might as well put the whole thing in there. And this base is ready to store in your refrigerator. It'll last for like 2 to 3 days though. So to make our elixir, just add, I'd say 4 ounces of this to a glass of sparkling water, and you get this bright, refreshing tonic that's as energizing as it is delicious. Cheers. The cool part about this segment is people would usually toss or compost the pulp from juicing, but not us. I've dried the pulp by spreading it on a dehydrator tray and drying it for a day before powdering it into a fine powder. And I cannot wait to use this in my next risotto or pancake batter. But until then, we will just have to make do with a little bit of carrot cake with extra carotene. You can even hide some in your next marinara sauce. Anything to get your kids to eat more veggies, right? Stored in an airtight container in your pantry, this powder will last forever, but the most tastiest within about 6 months. Up next is an easy snack with the deep flavors: curry, carrot, and turnip sticks. I have spices toasted. Carrots and turnips are already cut up into sticks, and now we're making fermented carrots and turnips with curry. Let's make a salt brine. Today we'll roughly use our 4% brine, and so for this 16-ounce jar, we will need about 8 ounces of total brine. So I'll need about 9 grams of salt for the 8 ounces of water. And as we've all learned already, the most important step here is to dissolve that salt so that it can actually create a brine through fermentation. Now we place these sticks into our jar. We want our brine to flow all around, so we don't want to stuff this too tight. Next goes in our spices. I've already toasted and ground some cumin, coriander, chili, fennel, mustard, turmeric, black pepper, ginger, basically anything I had in my pantry. So I'll add that. And then I'll top it off with a little bit of piece of cheesecloth. This will get set aside for about 10 to 12 days until they become fermented pickles. Here they are after a few weeks of fermentation. Bright and golden from the turmeric, with a curry kick that transforms simple root vegetables into something bold and unexpected. You can serve this as a colorful side on charcuterie or meze boards, or chop into grain bowls, wraps, or salads for a spiced crunch. So easy. From fiery kimchi turnips to a golden carrot elixir to spiced curry sticks, these roots show just how versatile preservation can be. Fermenting, juicing, drying, or pickling, they're proof that even the most ordinary vegetables can take on extraordinary new lives. Scan this QR code for more on Golden State Pickleworks. Thanks for joining me on Jarring Everything, and I'll see you next time when you take another seasonal ingredient and discover what it can become.